step. Later, when the third princess of the Mermaid Kingdom went to the Yi family to celebrate King Yi's birthday, she met Yi Huaying by chance and became Yi Huaying's disciple, cultivating under Yi Huaying's side. When the king of the Mermaid Kingdom found out, he didn't say anything. He just secretly went to see Yi Huaying and asked her, "Do you regret it?" Yi Huaying's answer was, "I'm sorry I have let down the Mermaid Kingdom's expectations of me, but I don't regret it." The king of the Mermaid Kingdom helplessly instructed, "Yi Huaying, I will no longer hold your matter against you, but you must promise not to let Huang San become a second you." Yi Huaying expressed her agreement. She did not regret what she had done, but she had indeed let down the Mermaid Kingdom and the king's trust in her. From then on, Yi Huaying devoted herself to teaching Huang San, putting all her longing for her son into Huang San, the third princess, and sincerely wanted to nurture her to become the nine-turned spirit emperor. "Very well, Ligan, you take her there." The king of the Mermaid Kingdom sighed, agreeing to his daughter Huang San's request. "Yes, your majesty." The third maidservant Ligan immediately knelt and bowed. "Thank you, mother." Huang San was genuinely happy to receive permission. If Yi Huaying's intuition was correct, then this mermaid was Huang San's mother. "Old Deng, I've arrived in the Mermaid Kingdom. From now on, I will take good care of your mother," Huang San silently vowed in his heart. Old Bayan was ambushed by the Lingwu Hall and his fate is unknown. Huang San is also helpless. All she can do now is to secretly accumulate strength, overtake others, and crush the Bai clan and the Lingwu Hall. Before this, all Huang San could do was look after this mermaid woman named Yi Huaying for the sake of the cheap old man. Using Yi Huaying's power, he quickly inherited the throne, gained the power of the Mermaid Kingdom, and then used the Mermaid Kingdom as a tool to instigate and form alliances to take revenge on Bai Liubing. "Miss, Her Highness the Third Princess requests an audience," a servant of the Yi family reported. "Sanner," Yi Huaying stood up excitedly, pressing the servant's shoulders. "Sanner is all right, quickly take me to see her." "Miss, please change your clothes first. Her Highness the Third Princess has fully recovered." The servant's eyes darted away. "No need, Sanner is my own fish, no need to worry about him." Yi Huaying puffed out her impressive strength, showing no sign of minding or not caring. The Mermaid Kingdom cherishes freedom, and the mermaids love to express themselves in the kingdom unless it's an important ceremony. "All right," the servant nodded. Chapter 294, The Plan to Attack the Mermaid Kingdom. Within the Bai tribe, Bai Liubing, who knew Huang San's location, quickly arrived at the residence of the Bai tribe's chief, Bai Tiandi. "Father, I have something important to tell you. I've said it before, in formal settings you must address someone by their official title," Bai Tiandi said, his voice carrying an air of authority despite his lack of anger. Bai Liubing quickly adjusted her address and said, "Yes, clan chief, I have important matters to report." "You brat, you're still not the clan leader." Bai Tiandi, with a smile in his eyes, teleported and lightly slapped Bai Liubing twice. "Father, didn't you tell me to speak like that?" Bai Liubing looked at Bai Tiandi with a playful smile. "I was just joking with you, and you actually took it seriously." Bai Tiandi shook his head. He casually set up a barrier, then said seriously, "Now it's just the two of us, father and son. Tell me, what important information is it?" "Father, didn't I discover the Golden Father and Son before? Later, I led people to capture them, but I didn't expect that the Golden Father and the remaining bastards from the Mermaid Kingdom would escape. Then I investigated carefully, wanting to play with those bastards, but guess what happened?" "You brat, stop keeping your father in suspense and tell me." Bai Tiandi scolded impatiently. Bai Liubing chuckled and continued, "Father, I secretly planted a causal tracking method under that bastard Huang San before, thinking of using this tracking method to play with this bastard. Unexpectedly, that bastard, unaware of my scheme, committed suicide after I found him. I thought that was the end of it. Unexpectedly, the causal tracking method I planted not only didn't disappear, but also appeared in an extremely remote, uninhabited, and barren blue sea. I suspected it might be a hidden place of the Mermaid Kingdom, so I immediately returned to report it." "Oh, the Mermaid Kingdom?" Bai Tiandi couldn't help but be delighted. Legend has it that the mermaids of the Mermaid Kingdom are extremely special, possessing an innate bloodline taboo number. This taboo number allows them to break through bottlenecks and reach the pinnacle of sublimation. Although it's unknown whether the number of forbidden bloodlines in the Mermaid Kingdom is as exaggerated as the legends suggest, that kid from the Flowing Cloud sect did indeed become the youngest publicly known ninth-rank spirit emperor in the spirit martial continent by relying on the forbidden bloodline technique of that mermaid. Regardless of whether this secret method is effective for the spirit god emperor, it is ultimately a research direction. Even if that doesn't work, given the beauty of the mermaid race, mermaids can be used as a reward for family disciples, as a means of motivating them. There's also the mother and daughter lake in the Mermaid Kingdom. If you obtain it, it can be traded as a resource. Once the Mermaid Kingdom is conquered, the Bai people will surely gain a continuous stream of mermaid servants, thanks to the effects of mother and daughter lake. Thinking of this, Bai Tiandi was not blinded by the huge profits, but decided to first investigate secretly. Luo Bing, where is it located? Take me there. The location is Eastern Region, Bai Liu Bing said without hesitation, directly stating the area she had explored with the Bai Linger and Bai Zhu sisters. Emperor Bai nodded. Luo Bing, you go back first. I will go and investigate. Having said that, Bai Tiandi decisively tore open space and teleported to the depths of the desolate blue sea that his son had mentioned. When Bai Tiandi, the peak level 99-9 Revolution's Spirit Emperor, left the White Realm, the other ancient race ancestors immediately awoke and released their spiritual senses to investigate what Bai Tiandi was doing. Emperor Baishan didn't stop them. If these old fogies wanted to watch, then let them watch. Emperor Baishan was just looking for a few allies to join forces with. Those who joined forces with the Bai clan were just a handful of ancient forces on the Lingwu continent. The fate of the Spirit Beast clan is uncertain, but if other ancient human forces knew about the Mermaid Kingdom, they would certainly be happy to get a share of the spoils. Emperor Bai Tian, what are you doing here? A huge figure appeared not far from Emperor Bai Tian. When Emperor Baishan saw it, he realized it was Yuan Shen, the ancestor of the Qilin clan, one of the 3 giants among the Spirit Beast families. Yuan Shen, it's none of your business where I want to go, Emperor Bai said without any politeness. Ha ha ha, Emperor Bai, you're still the same as ever. We'll see each other all the time, so there's no need to hide anything good. Tell us, maybe we can even cooperate, Yuan Shen said with his experience. A smile flickered across Bai Tiandi's face. If you want to cooperate, that's fine, but you must agree to 2 requests before I can tell you. But rest assured, what I'm about to do will not harm your clan in any way, Emperor Bai reassured Yuan Shen in advance. Yuan Shen nodded. Okay, tell me your conditions first, and I'll see if I can accept them. Emperor Bai smiled triumphantly. First condition. After you agree to cooperate, my Bai clan will have unlimited access to 2 of the profits from our cooperation. Of the remaining profits, my Bai clan will take 60%, your clan will get 10%, and the remaining 30% will be distributed to other people if they come. Otherwise, it will belong to my Bai clan. Yuan Shen thought about it and didn't object, since he didn't know the intelligence, and it was normal for him to get a smaller share. Given the nature of the Heavenly Emperor, anything he sets his sights on must be extremely profitable. Even a 10% share would be more than enough. I agree to this condition. Now name your second condition. The second condition. Spare your tribe from cooperation and do not interfere with my tribe's actions. Hearing the second condition, Yuan Shen was somewhat surprised, but he did not refuse. Disagreeing was just watching from the sidelines, and it was not a condition. As long as it did not harm his Qilin clan, he could agree without any problem. Okay, I agree to both conditions. Yuan Shen didn't mince words. I swear by your bloodline. Emperor Bai looked calmly at Yuan Shen. Yuan Shen sighed and activated his communication techniques. All right, I swear on the bloodline of the Qilin clan that if I break this oath, may my entire Qilin clan perish. After he finished speaking, a powerful channel constraint was instantly applied to all the Qilin clan members. Is this okay now? Yuan Shen asked impatiently. Brother Yuan Shen is righteous, and that's my goal. Bai Tiandi tossed out a secret jade slip. After reading it, Yuan Shen's face immediately fell. Mermaids, mother and daughter lake, so this was what Emperor Bai Tian was planning. That 6th brother. So, Brother Yuan Shen, why don't you join us? Bai Tiandi looked at Yuan Shen with a half-smile. Yuan Shen gritted his teeth. I'll participate, but you have to share some of that stuff with me. I can use my clan's resources to trade for it. Once a vow is made, you have to accept it, even if you have to grit your teeth and bear it. There's no other way. All right, Bai Tiandi agreed with satisfaction. Next, Bai Tiandi took Yuan Shen to another ancient race with a level 99 early stage 9 revolution Spirit Emperor, and used the same method to attract another ally. Under the pressure of 2 early stage level 99 Spirit Emperors and 1 peak level 99 Spirit Emperor, other races either joined or watched from the sidelines. Through his machinations, Bai Tiandi managed to gather a bunch of allies who had wronged him. If everyone gets scammed, it's as if no one gets scammed. The mother and daughter lake's effects are indeed powerful, but it can only increase the number of female babies. It's not a big deal if the Bai people take it all, they can just spend some resources to buy it back. The chieftains of the ancient races were interested in the secret technique of the Mermaid Kingdom, hoping to find clues and glimpse the legendary realm of the spirit god emperor. Whether the title Spirit Emperor is merely a legend or a true existence is uncertain. All that is known is that hundreds of millions of years ago, a powerful figure surpassing the Spirit Emperor emerged among the human race, sweeping across the spirit martial continent with unparalleled strength and establishing humanity's dominant position in the central continent. P.S. After reaching level 99, your strength is divided into 5 ranges: early stage, mid-stage, late stage, peak stage, and perfect stage. 1 foot in the Spirit God Emperor realm. Note Bai Tiandi's true strength is perfect. Chapter 295 Multi-Ethnic Allied Forces. Huang San cracked. Several months later, Huang San's cultivation environment finally entered a period of peace for the second time. Sanna, remember to balance work and rest. Don't forget to take a break, Yi Huaying gently reminded her. For some reason, ever since the 3 emperors and empress were re-established after their 3 defeats, Yi Huaying felt a sense of familiarity towards the 3rd emperor. Understood, master, Huang San replied with a smile. Although several months had passed, Huang San still felt a bit like he was in a dream about his relationship with Yi Huaying, and he was also somewhat unaccustomed to the customs and culture of the Mermaid Kingdom. The Mermaid Kingdom is inhabited entirely by women, so the cities are very unrestrained, with mermaids ostentatiously displaying themselves on the streets. This is something that Huang San finds very difficult to adapt to, especially when he is lying down like a fish. Huang San feels a strange sense of unease about his current body. Huang San wants to change all of this, but now he has no way to do so. Meanwhile, outside the Mermaid Kingdom, elite troops stood ready for battle. Emperor Bai, almost everyone's here, let's begin, the Dragon Clan chief suggested impatiently. The dragon race already has a low birth rate, and now that they know the benefits of the mother and daughter lake in the Mermaid Kingdom, they will definitely not give up. Although they won't get much if they join later, being able to trade is definitely better than having no way to trade. Old dragon, what's the rush? It's just a mere Mermaid Kingdom. With so many of our powerful clans, are you really afraid of losing what's already in your grasp? Dead bird, you talk as if your immortal Phoenix clan is so superior, but you still came here. Old dragon, if your dragon clan gets a share, so does the Undying Phoenix. The Undying Phoenix clan's ancestor refused to back down. All right, fellow Taoists, stop arguing. Prepare yourselves so we can break the barrier together, Emperor Bai Tian said to the crowd. With the reminder from the Emperor of the Day, the dragon ancestor and the Undying Phoenix clan chief temporarily put an end to their hostility. Everyone, information about the Mermaid Kingdom is recorded in our family, but let me make it clear first. The Bai clan has made a prior promise regarding Mother and Daughter Lake. Of course, everyone need not worry. My Bai clan will also offer the waters of Mother and Daughter Lake for sale, the White Emperor announced with an air of authority. Very well, my dragon clan has no objection to this. However, afterwards, your clan must trade with my clan, selling the Mother and Daughter Lake to my clan, the dragon clan ancestor stated righteously. That's natural, Emperor Bai nodded. The Mother and Daughter Lake, although its influence on the Bai people is not too great, is still enough for them to take seriously. To branch out and flourish, no race desires nothing more than to grow strong and prosperous. Gentlemen, further words are useless, let's begin, Emperor Bai shouted in a deep voice. The other clan leaders of the 9 revolutions, Spirit Emperor clans, nodded and prepared their formations. Form ranks, Bai Tiandi coldly shouted. The patriarchs and core elders of each clan urged various spirit insects to activate. 9 heavens locking sky formation, activate. Void ceiling array, activate. Powerful figures from various races took action, setting up a pre-planned blockade array outside the Merfolk Kingdom. The tribal chiefs of all races unleashed their methods to break the restrictions at the entrance to the Mermaid Kingdom. Break! With a sharp shout, the barrier at the entrance to the Mermaid Kingdom collapsed instantly, revealing a stable spatial entrance to everyone and all the beasts. How dare you trespass into my Merfolk Kingdom? A female voice rang out, and several fish-like figures appeared before the allied forces of various races. Immediately afterwards, dozens more figures arrived and stood behind the 9 revolutions Spirit Emperor of the Merfolk, watching the powerful figures of various races with bated breath. 5 ninth-rank Spirit Emperors, 1 level 97, 1 level 95, 2 levels 93, and 1 level 92, truly befitting the Merfolk Kingdom, which has been dormant for millions of years. The White Emperor looked at the merfolk's lineup with disdain. If this is all the strength you have, I advise you to surrender. Don't even think about it. The first elder of the Merfolk clan glared angrily at the White Emperor's side. There were 15 people she couldn't understand for a long time, and she didn't know any of them. Emperor Bashan, what brings you here with so many people? What is the purpose of this? The king of the Mermaid Kingdom asked, barely suppressing his displeasure. What is it? It's to exterminate your race, of course. The White Emperor calmly looked at the king of the Mermaid Kingdom. The king of the Mermaid Kingdom clenched his fists, his eyes gleaming as he looked intently at the 3 patriarchs of the Killen, Dragon, and Undying Phoenix clans beside him. The 3 of you, do you truly intend to aid and abet evil, helping the human race to slaughter other races? Mermaid Queen, you don't need to sow discord. Since we're cooperating, we must have already reached an agreement. If you have anyone to blame, blame your clan for not offering up mother and daughter lake back then. The Dragon Clan chief looked at the Mermaid Kingdom king with complete indifference. Their highest level is only 97, which means they are not qualified to have an equal dialogue with the 3 races that dominate the spirit beasts. Mermaid Queen, surrender now or we'll attack, the Flame Clan chief roared. Enough talk, let's fight. Seeing that the other side had no intention of surrendering, Bai Tiandi simply announced the start of the attack. No sooner had the words been spoken than the clan leaders took action. Activate the protective array. The king of the Mermaid Kingdom hurriedly activated the mermaid scepter in his hand. The powerful figures of the Mermaid Kingdom quickly channeled spiritual energy into the mermaid protection array to strengthen it. Smack! Faced with absolute power, the mermaid protector array shattered with a crisp cracking sound in an instant, forcefully broken by the powerful experts. The king of the Mermaid Kingdom and many of its powerful warriors instantly suffered a backlash and were severely injured. Within moments, the powerful figures of the Mermaid Kingdom were captured one by the powerful figures of various races, and the king of the Mermaid Kingdom fell into the hands of the White Emperor. Lingwu Hall, listen to my command, charge. White Xiang Legion, listen to my command, charge. Dragon Warriors, it's time to show your strength. Ancient Clan Legion, draw your weapons and follow me. Charge. Kill. Legions from all races mobilized and stormed into the Mermaid Kingdom. Cough, cough. Yiwang coughed up 2 mouthfuls of mermaid blood. Oh no, the formation has been broken, Huang San thought to himself, realizing the danger. She had only been in the Mermaid Kingdom for a few months when, unexpectedly, her entire group was wiped out in a flash. Sanner, quickly hide. Don't let the enemy find you. Yiwang mustered her last bit of strength to give Huang San her most heartfelt advice. Upon hearing Yiwang's reminder, Huang San quickly realized what was happening and rushed to Yiwang, crying out, Teacher, I'll take you away right now. Yiwang stroked Huang San's hair and said weakly, Silly child, your master is seriously injured. If you take me with you, you will only be a burden. Go quickly, go to the Yi family's hidden passage, and I will hold off the enemy for you. Huang San hurriedly pretended to be heartbroken. No, teacher, I can't leave you behind. If we have to go, we'll go together. Huang San looked at Yiwang with a serious expression. There was nothing she could do. She wasn't the 3rd princess, and she had no idea where the Yi family's hidden path was, so she couldn't find it or know how to get there. Yiwang sighed helplessly. Good Sanner, good Sanner. Huang San quickly scooped Yiwang up in a princess carry, saying, Teacher, I'll take you away. Yiwang nodded weakly. Go behind the ancestral hall in the backyard, there is a hidden passage there. Huang San was overjoyed and, carrying Yiwang, sped off towards the Yi family ancestral hall at lightning speed. Chapter 296, The Beauty Trap. Young master, please be careful, watch out for ambushes. Bai Yueguang earnestly reminded him. Bai Liubing nodded and said calmly, It's all right. I'm protected by the clan leader's top-tier 9th-level killing move, so there won't be any danger. As she spoke, Bai Liubing continued to walk towards the Yi Wang mansion, intentionally or unintentionally, following the small yellow dot indicated on the real-time holographic positioning map. Bai Yueguang glanced helplessly at her young clan leader. There was nothing she could do. As one of the young clan leader's personal protectors, she had no choice but to follow him forward. Ding, under the host's guidance, the Mermaid Kingdom has been conquered by top forces such as the ancient human race and the dominant spirit beast race. The Mermaid Kingdom has fallen, and the chosen one, Huang San, has lost another key supporter. Huang San's luck value has plummeted by 8 million, and the host has gained 80 million villain points, 80 million. Ding, the Mermaid Kingdom has been destroyed. The chosen one, Huang San, has lost many crucial opportunities. Huang San's luck value has plummeted by 5 million. The host has gained 50 million villain points, 50 million. Ding, the Mermaid Kingdom has been destroyed. One of the greatest assets of Huang San, the chosen one, has vanished completely. Huang San's luck value has plummeted by 5 million. The host has gained 50 million villain points, 50 million. Hearing the familiar mechanical voice of the system announcement, Bai Liu Bing quickly arrived at the Yi Wang mansion. The Yi Wang mansion was very quiet, deserted, which was clearly abnormal. Young clan leader, this place is lifeless. I reckon all the mermaids have fled. A level 18 spirit saint stepped forward to warn. Bai Liu Bing waved her hand and ordered, "Send a few people in to take a look. There might be a member of the Merman royal family hiding here." Yes, after saying that, one of the protectors took out a communication insect and requested support from the family army. Cough, cough, Yi Wang lay weakly in Huang San's arms. Teacher, teacher, you have to hold on." Huang San looked at the beautiful woman in his arms with a pained expression. Old Deng, whose life was in danger after being ambushed, was now only able to help Yi Wang. If Yi Wang were gone, Huang San would have no idea how to hide. She was unfamiliar with the capital city of the Mermaid Kingdom, and even less so with the Yi Prince's mansion. Without Yi Wang's guidance, she had no idea how to escape the capital city. Yi Wang reached out and touched Huang San's pretty face weakly, saying, "Sanner, don't be sad. I'm about to die. You should go quickly. Follow this hidden path, turn left 3 times and right 3 times. Repeat this pattern 3 times, and you will be able to pass through this hidden path and reach a safe place." Upon hearing Yi Wang reveal the escape method, Huang San was overjoyed. However, he didn't show it. Instead, he deliberately wiped away his crocodile tears, secretly activated his fatigue and drowsiness technique, and said with a resolute expression, "Teacher, don't worry, I will definitely help you escape." Before she could hear the whole thing, Yi Wang, who had been ambushed, closed her eyes heavily and weakly fell into a deep sleep. Seeing Yi Wang asleep, Huang San casually threw her to the ground, then pretended to be seriously injured and unconscious, cleaned up the traces he had left behind, and incidentally laid a deadly trap on Yi Wang that could invisibly arouse her desires. The beauty trap. Looking at Yi Wang lying on the ground, Huang San exhaled a breath of turbid air. "I'm sorry, Yi Wang, only if you stay will that bastard Bai Liu Bing lower his guard. If I ever manage to escape Bai Liu Bing's pursuit and become a 10th-rank spirit god emperor, I will definitely avenge you and that cheap old man." Huang San whispered his vow, then immediately turned and sped towards the most secret exit of the hidden passage. Before long, Bai Liu Bing arrived at the place where Yi Wang had fainted. Seeing Yi Wang's still charming figure from behind, she immediately understood Huang San's intention. If it were anyone else, they would probably have stopped going forward as soon as they saw Yi Wang lying on the ground. A smile flickered across Bai Liu Bing's lips as she commanded, "Bai Yueguang, wake her up." "Yes," Bai Yueguang replied respectfully, then carefully stepped forward and only used his healing move after confirming that Yi Wang was not in danger. Little did they know, a colorless and odorless aura began to spread invisibly. A warm white light enveloped Yi Wang. Under the nourishment of the light, the injuries on Yi Wang's body, who was at level 55 and at the 5th level of the Spirit Emperor rank, quickly faded away, and her skin gained a healthier hue. A few breaths later, Yi Wang, whose injuries had healed, slowly woke up. She opened her beautiful eyes and found that she was surrounded by humans. Yi Wang wanted to resist, but Bai Yueguang, a level 86 8th-rank spirit saint, had anticipated this. With a gentle wave of her jade hand, white light circles firmly controlled Yi Wang. "Young clan leader, what should we do with this fish?" Bai Yueguang looked at Bai Liu Bing with a hint of jealousy. This unnamed mermaid possessed a figure and face that were rare in the world, and she also had an indescribable charm. As time went by, a desire arose in Bai Liu Bing's heart. Sealing your cultivation level will be useful to this young master. Understood, young clan leader. Upon learning the young clan leader's meaning, Bai Yueguang softened her control over Yi Wang slightly. "You villain, I will not submit to you." Yi Wang glared fiercely at the distinguished young human before her, her eyes filled with a faint sorrow. Yi Wang's sorrow was not for her own fate, but for the betrayal of her beloved disciple. As a princess of the Yi family, Yi Wang immediately understood the reason for her previous coma upon waking up. In order to escape, the third princess ambushed her with a deadly move. using her as bait to confuse any enemies who might be pursuing them. Yi Huaying felt utterly heartbroken, but she still didn't reveal the truth about the third princess. Ding, the chosen one, Huang San, used his beauty to bewitch the host, causing Yi Huaying to develop a rift towards him. Huang San's luck value plummeted by 2,500,000, and the host gained 25 million villain points, 25 million. Ding, the chosen one, Huang San, has abandoned Yi Huaying, losing numerous opportunities. Huang San's luck value has decreased by 500,000, and the host has gained 5 million villain points, 5 million. Abandoning his wife and mother using a honey trap, Huang San is certainly decisive. Since that's the case, I'll give you a breather for now. Bai Liu Bing smiled mysteriously to herself. White moonlight, white tiger, let's go back. We'll leave the investigation to others, Bai Liu Bing said calmly. Yes, the two women replied in unison. On the other side, Huang San continued his desperate escape, trembling with fear. Abandoning Yi Huaying was a decision Huang San made after careful consideration. When the Mermaid Kingdom was attacked, Huang San used the future life simulation 3 times. Without exception, she was captured by Bai Liu Bing and her men and suffered all kinds of humiliation. In order to change this outcome, Huang San used the simulation of his future life to come up with several countermeasures, and finally came up with a solution to break the deadlock, which was the honey trap. Simulation. 5th future life. You set up a seductive trap, the honey trap. Bai Liu Bing falls for it, overcome by lust, and leads her people to retreat towards Yi Huaying Mansion, allowing you to successfully escape this pursuit. 3 days later, you emerged from the hidden passage and arrived at a mysterious power. You stumbled upon the inheritance of the ocean god, and overjoyed, you accepted the ocean god's divine test. God of the ocean, I, Huang San, am indeed destined by heaven, ha ha ha. Seeing this opportunity, Huang San finally felt triumphant. The god of the ocean. Just hearing the name tells you how powerful he is. If one successfully inherits the title of God of the ocean, becoming the spirit god emperor is practically a certainty. Bai Liu Bing, enjoy the gift I gave you. I'm off to seize an opportunity. Huang San laughed heartily and continued on his way. Without delay, while Bai Liu Bing was caught in the trap, she had to quickly seize the opportunity and see if she could use the god of the ocean to escape Bai Liu Bing's pursuit. Chapter 297, A Continental Manhunt. 2.5 days later, Huang San arrived at the land of the ocean god's inheritance ahead of schedule, using his fastest speed. Looking at the mysterious and tranquil lake in front of him, Huang San didn't hesitate and went straight in. God of the ocean, I've taken your place. Huang San's eyes were filled with excitement, as if the whole world was hers for the taking. Boom! A beam of blue light shot straight up, piercing the boundary of the Mermaid Kingdom, soaring into the sky, and appearing on the Spirit Martial continent. What? The ancient clan's grand elder stared in shock at the blue pillar of light right before his eyes. A miracle? I never imagined that a miracle could exist in the Mermaid Kingdom. I never imagined that a 10th-rank spirit god emperor actually existed. In an instant, the alliance of various races fell apart, and the 6th-level 99-9 Revolution's spirit emperors rushed towards the blue light. Ha ha ha, great! The divine position is mine. The Qin clan chief laughed wildly and grabbed at the blue pillar of light. No, stop him! The undying phoenix ancestor cried out in alarm. The 5 peak spirit emperors, the patriarch of the Qilin clan, the patriarch of the Dragon clan, the patriarch of the Yan clan, the patriarch of the Gu clan, and the patriarch of the Wu clan, joined forces, unleashing their 9 revolutions killing moves recklessly upon the patriarch of the Qin clan. Although the group was attacking the 6th Qin clan chief, a portion of their attention remained focused on Bai Tiandi, the most powerful Bai clan chief among them. Emperor Baishan remained standing in the same spot, staring expressionlessly at the blue pillar of light so close to him, his expression unreadable, showing no intention of making a move. Damn it! The Qin clan chief cursed the bastards behind him in his heart, and hurriedly set up several defensive 9th-level killing moves turtle shell. After unleashing his defensive killing move, the Qin clan chief did not hesitate for long and decisively reached out his right hand, attempting to grasp the power belonging to the spirit god emperor. With this power, he could break through the legendary level 100 limit, become the legendary 10th-rank spirit god emperor, and lead the Qin clan to become the overlord of the spirit martial continent. This temptation was irresistible to all the top-tier spirit emperors. Not good. Emperor Bai Tian, if you don't act now, the miracle will be stolen by Qin Paoluo, Ancestor Yuan Shen roared. Emperor Bai remained unmoved, quietly observing everything. Oh dear, the Yan clan chief cried out in alarm. Without Bai Tiandi's intervention, Qin Paoluo was unstoppable. He struggled to block the attacks, and his right hand continued to complete the action he had not finished before. Ha ha ha, fool, the miracle is mine. Qin Paoluo's expression was full of joy. The rest of the group, unwilling to accept defeat, rushed toward the ocean light at top speed. Emperor Bai watched this scene calmly, without any emotion. The next second, Qin Poro, the patriarch of the Qin clan, touched the light of the ocean and instantly turned to ashes. What? Everyone stared at this in disbelief. The clan leader sent it. A powerful member of the Qin clan in the crowd cried out, tears streaming down his face. Qin Paoluo, a level 99 early stage 9 revolution spirit emperor, the strongest fighting force and the Qin clan's strongest trump card, has exploded. Damn it, the Qin clansmen's eyes were filled with sorrow. Without their clan leader, what will they do? What will become of the Qin clan? What will become of the once mighty Qin clan? The Qin clan's powerful members were devastated. However, not everyone had mixed feelings. Apart from the Qin clan and its affiliated forces, the other powerful clans were overjoyed. With one less competitor, the powerful figures from all races were eager to hold a meeting to celebrate. However, out of consideration for the image of the righteous path, they did not show their joy on their faces. The top experts looked at each other, none of them daring to take another step forward. Yuan Shen, what do you think? The Dragon Clan chief looked at the Qilin Clan chief with a solemn expression. The undying Phoenix ancestor's gaze also fell intently on Yuan Shen, the Qilin Clan ancestor, who was the first to cooperate with the White Emperor. Although the three races dislike each other, they are all overlords of spirit beasts, and when it comes to important matters, they are on the same side. Yuan Shen shook his head. I don't know about this either. Emperor Bai Tian, are you deliberately setting us up? Suddenly, a furious shout broke the temporary stalemate. Emperor Bai smiled slightly. If you insist on going, what does that have to do with me? Even a fool would know that the power of the 10th level is not so easy to refine. A bunch of idiots. Bai Tiandi. Yan Beixi, the patriarch of the Yan clan, glared angrily at Bai Tiandi. All right, fellow Taoist Yan, fellow Taoist Bai, we're all allies. Let's not ruin our harmony. Calm down. Calm down. The ancient clan patriarch quickly stepped in to smooth things over. Meanwhile, in a peculiar space, Huang San looked at a tall, strangely shaped phantom with neither arrogance nor servility. An extraterrestrial demon. Poseidon, the god of the sea, stared in astonishment at the mermaid with a male soul and a female body before him. Extraterrestrial demons. Upon hearing this term, Huang San's heart skipped a beat, but he did not show any panic. Before entering, Huang San knew that his identity would be discovered. Huang San looked directly at Poseidon with neither arrogance nor servility, and said, Your Majesty, God of the sea, I have absolutely no idea what you are talking about. Ha ha ha, Poseidon laughed heartily. Little one, not bad, not bad. Poseidon nodded in satisfaction. He wasn't averse to the matter of the extraterrestrial demons. On the contrary, Poseidon was very happy. With the extraterrestrial demon, the plan was half successful. Young man, are you willing to accept my inheritance? Poseidon knew time was limited, so he went straight to the point. Upon hearing that the inheritance would be given away for free, Huang San couldn't help but smile. I'm willing. Poseidon nodded, and a beam of blue divine light flew out. Just then, dark clouds instantly filled the sky outside, and a black beam of light fell down, piercing through the beam of ocean light, shattering the space of the ocean god and slashing straight down at Huang San. Not good. The god of the ocean's expression changed drastically, and he hurriedly tried to stop the black light. Little bug, so you were hiding here. A domineering and majestic voice resounded deep within Poseidon's remnant soul. You won't be arrogant for long, you won't succeed. The remnant soul of the ocean god roared deafeningly. A mere remnant soul, daring to contend with the heavens, shall be destroyed. A terrifying divine might resounded from the depths of the remnant soul of the ocean god. In an instant, profound light shone brightly, and the remnant soul of the ocean god began to disintegrate. Alas, the remnant soul of the ocean god sighed, unleashing its last ounce of power. Boy, your future is in your own hands, be careful. Before the remnant soul of the ocean god could finish speaking, the black mystic light easily pierced through its defenses, causing the remnant soul to collapse instantly. However, at the last moment, the god of the ocean still threw Huang San out. Hey, what are you being careful of? Tell me, Huang San shouted anxiously. Having finally obtained the inheritance of the gods, Huang San was speechless, as he inexplicably gained a terrifying enemy. As the ocean light dissipated, the peak spirit emperors looked at each other in disbelief. That black light was simply too powerful, shattering the divine miracle in a single blow. Fortunately, they weren't the target of the attack. Otherwise, they would have had no chance of survival. "What is that?" exclaimed a powerful member of the Li clan. Everyone looked over at the sound and saw that the ceiling formation had been pierced in an instant, and a blue afterimage was flying out at an unimaginable speed. The peak spirit emperors had already vanished without a trace. They went in pursuit. Unfortunately, after piercing through the ceiling array, Huang San's light sphere tore open a spatial rift and disappeared into the world. However, when the light sphere collided with the multiple ceiling array, the peak spirit emperors saw the true nature of the light sphere and the appearance of the people inside it. Unable to catch them, the tribal chiefs returned to the Merfolk kingdom, gave a few instructions, and then teleported away. A quarter of an hour later, the ancient forces issued arrest warrants for Emperor III, one after another. The entire continent was under manhunt for the third queen of the Mermaid Kingdom, which shocked the world. Chapter 298, There's No Way to Escape. Damn it, how come I still can't get rid of that bastard? Huang San was so anxious that his endocrine system was out of whack. After escaping the Mermaid Kingdom, Huang San immediately began simulating his future life, intending to see what opportunities awaited him. In the first sim, Huang San was drugged and pleasured for several hours in a small town before being sent to the Lingwu Hall to exchange for a bounty. From this future life, Huang San learned a terrifying truth. She was wanted by the entire continent. Upon learning the outcome, Huang San's mood instantly plummeted. However, Huang San refused to accept his fate. In order to escape being captured and humiliated, Huang San changed his approach and started a second simulation of his future life. In the second future life simulation, Huang San changed her strategy, disguising herself as a man and using disguise techniques to change her appearance. After disguising himself, Huang San's identity was not discovered by the townspeople, and he successfully purchased the map, as well as some spiritual insects, pills, and other supplies. After upgrading his equipment, Huang San went to a ruin to seize an opportunity. In reality, Huang San knew the location of the treasure in the ruin and happily went ahead to intercept it, successfully obtaining the treasure. As soon as they emerged from the ruins, Bai Liu Bing arrived with her men. Without a word, she attacked Huang San, instantly killing him and capturing him on the spot. Then, under Bai Liu Bing's cruel torture, Huang San eventually died in despair. Unable to accept either of these outcomes, Huang San began several more simulations of his future life, but without exception, he was either summoned back to the Spirit-Beast Alliance or handed over to various ancient human forces. After numerous simulations, Huang San was completely numb. He was now intimately familiar with the forces he had never known before, but he couldn't feel happy at all. The reason is simple. In every ending, Huang San is either tortured to death by those powerful forces or falls into Bai Liu Bing's hands and is tortured to death there. Damn it, there's absolutely no chance of escape. What am I supposed to do? Huang San paced back and forth anxiously. Huang San was unaware that his skirt was covered in mud, which showed how desperate he was. Huang San was completely helpless against Bai Liu Bing, whom he couldn't shake off no matter what he did. Although Huang San's strength reached the third level of Spirit Marquis after being reborn, possessed, Bai Liu Bing was even stronger. Huang San was instantly killed when they met, and he couldn't think of any way to deal with her. What should I do? What should I do? Huang San muttered to himself, his face pale. Let's go back to the moment when Huang San just stepped out of the Yi family's hidden path. In Yi Huaying's boudoir, Yi Huaying lay weakly with a flushed face, while Bai Yueguang and Bai Hu, two women with smiling faces, stood beside her. Bai Liu Bing was speechless. He'd been tricked. Due to a moment of carelessness, Bai Liu Bing was tricked by Huang San and fought a bitter battle for 2.5 days. When they regained their senses, they saw that Huang San, that tomboy, had actually entered a space called the Temple of the Ocean God. Judging from the location on the map, this is the place where Huang San obtained a great opportunity in the original timeline. One of the 12 Olympian gods, the god of the sea, and the trident, the divine weapon of Poseidon, the god of the sea, to rule the ocean. Thinking of this, Bai Liu Bing felt a little regretful, but not too much. After all, Huang San used his own mother to spawn, and it was understandable that she had been tricked by his carelessness. Since ancient times, even heroes have found it hard to resist the charms of a beautiful woman. It's understandable that they might be caught off guard by a sudden honey trap. Although Huang San successfully bought time by selling his mother to obtain the inheritance of the ocean god, the system's positioning function did not fail, and everything was still within control. Ding, the host has turned against the chosen one Huang San, the most special female Li Yiwang, completely severing Huang San's place in Yiwang's heart. Huang San's luck value has plummeted by 8 million, and the host has gained 8 million villain points. A special female lead. Bai Liubing's expression was subtle. What a Huang San, what a demon from beyond the realm, what a brilliant 6-year-old who possessed another's body. How plausible. White moonlight, come here and help me change. Bai Liubing commanded indifferently. Yes, young clan leader. Bai Yueguang quickly stood up and walked to Bai Liubing's side. Ding, the remnant soul of the ocean god has been discovered by heaven's will and is subject to divine punishment. The remnant soul is powerless to resist, and with its last ounce of power, sends the chosen one, Huang San, out of the mermaid kingdom. Huang San's path to inheriting the legacy is obstructed, the ocean god's inheritance fails, and Huang San's luck value drops by 10 million. The host gains 10 million villain points, 100 million. A blow from the heavens, failure of inheritance, system, what's going on? Bai Liubing was somewhat bewildered upon hearing the sudden system announcement. Is this a divine retribution? What's going on? Does Huang San have enemies? Drip, the heavenly spirit land, also known as the Tomb of the Gods, is an ascension trap set by the heavenly spirit will, abbreviated as heavenly will. All those who ascend are merely food and nourishment for the heavenly spirit will. Ascension trap, Bai Liubing's face stiffened. Okay, is this how you play it? 6. Ding, the fact that Huang San, the chosen one, has obtained the inheritance has become known to all the top overlords of the spirit martial continent. Huang San is wanted throughout the entire continent, and his luck value has plummeted by 3 million. The host has gained 30 million villain points, 30 million. Ding, Huang San, the chosen one, is wanted throughout the entire spirit martial continent as the third princess of the mermaid kingdom. This indirectly deprives her of the opportunity to receive secret assistance from powerful human figures. Huang San's luck value has plummeted by 5 million, and the host has gained 50 million villain points, 50 million. Ding, the mermaid kingdom has been destroyed. The dominant race of spirit beasts has issued the highest warrant for the Spirit Beast Alliance. Huang San, the chosen one, has become the public enemy of the spirit beasts. Huang San's luck value has plummeted by 2 million. The host has gained 20 million villain points, 20 million. Beep, Huang San, the chosen one, has a remaining fortune of 5 million, 5 million. Huang San, the chosen one, has had his luck value reduced to less than 1/10 of his total luck value, meeting the conditions for a perfect kill. He cannot trigger escape opportunities such as resurrection armor or the blade of despair. Please kill him as soon as possible. Before Bai Luo could even sort it out, a series of cold system announcements came one after another. No way to escape, that's great, Bai Liubing thought with delight. System, check the villain stats. Host's villain value, 497 million. Seeing the relatively valuable villain value, Bai Liubing quickly opened the system shop. 9-turn auspicious fortune celestial insect, 200 million villain values. It can gather the chi of heaven and earth to aid it and can be used multiple times. Nightmare entanglement, 90 million, 80 million villain values, a top tier 9 revolutions dream path killing move that can trap someone in an endless nightmare. Damage suffered in the nightmare has a real-world impact, is undefendable and kills without a trace. 9-turn nightmare spirit insect, 100 million villain value, a core spirit insect entangled in nightmares, reaching the 9th rank, feeding on dreams, high quality and low price. 8th tier dreamy spirit insect, 50 million, 30 million villain values. 6th stage dream spirit insect, 7 million villain values. 7-turn dreamlike spirit insect, 20 million villain values. After spending a long time choosing, Bai Liubing used all her villain points to buy high-level spirit insects and nightmare entanglement. Bai Liubing didn't look at the shortcut to cultivation. Because of the ascension trap, Bai Liubing wasn't in a hurry to improve his cultivation. He didn't want to ascend and be fed by the heavenly spirit will. Of course, Bai Liubing wasn't unwilling to cultivate. As the next patriarch of the Bai clan and the successor to her father, Emperor Bai Tian, Bai Liubing wouldn't neglect her cultivation. Bai Liubing's goal has changed. She'll settle for level 99 and 9 reincarnations, no need to pursue level 100. Chapter 299, Death in a Nightmare. Bai Liu Bing, you forced me into this. Since you're not leaving me a way out, then let's die together. Huang San's eyes were filled with madness. After 3 days of deductions, Huang San still had no idea how to break the deadlock. Under immense pressure, Huang San gradually became mentally unstable. In other words, he went mad. With no hope left, Huang San decided to stop hiding. Huang San found an ideal place to die and began to set up the traps and killing moves that she could set up for each tribe. Unfortunately, ever since Huang San tricked her, Bai Liu Bing has been monitoring Huang San's movements day and night using a real-time holographic positioning map. The night was dark and the wind was howling. Bai Liu Bing sneaked to a place 5 kilometers away from Huang San. It's not the right time yet. Bai Liu Bing is waiting for Huang San to tire, waiting for the moment when Huang San is most mentally exhausted. Huang San was also waiting for Bai Liu Bing to attack. Through his future life simulation, Huang San knew that Bai Liu Bing would definitely come today and that she would arrive close to dawn. Huang San knew that the future was uncertain, so he dared not be careless in any way. He treated any sudden disturbance as if it were a major threat. Seeing Huang San's wariness, Bai Liu Bing's lips curled into a wicked smile. System, purchase a high-grade substitute doll. Ding, host's villain value successfully deducted. Congratulations, host, you have obtained a high-level substitute doll. The high-grade substitute doll has been automatically stored in the system space. Host, please check it. Bai Liu Bing immediately took out a high-grade substitute doll and silently chanted, "Replicate me." As soon as she finished speaking, a lifelike doll named Bai Liu Bing appeared in front of her. "Hello, original body." The puppet Bai Liu Bing looked at Bai Liu Bing calmly. Bai Liu Bing took out a handful of spirit insects and said sternly, "Refine these spirit insects and self-destruct upon seeing Huang San." "Clear." The puppet Bai Liu Bing took the spirit insect and refined it instantly. Without hesitation, the puppet Bai Liu Bing turned around and swaggered towards the valley where Huang San was. After the first substitute left, Bai Liu Bing continued to exchange her remaining villain points for more substitute dolls. "Huang San, come out. I know you're here." The puppet Bai Liu Bing #1 stood arrogantly at the entrance of the valley and shouted. Upon hearing Bai Liu Bing's voice, Huang San's body trembled involuntarily. Bai Liu Bing arrived, a surprise attack, just as she had anticipated. However, Huang San did not answer. She chose to remain patient and observe from the shadows. A hint of disdain flashed in the eyes of the puppet Bai Liu Bing #1. "Huang San, we're old rivals. Do you think hiding will do any good?" Seeing that Huang San still didn't move, the puppet Bai Liu Bing #1 continued sarcastically. "I have to say, your cheap old man is really tough. He's been tortured for so long and hasn't uttered a sound. He said he believed you would go back to save him. Guess what? He just left the day before yesterday. And Yi Wang, she's in great shape. I really like the gift you gave me." Huang San remained silent. Although she felt a little sad, so what? This world was not her original world. She had obtained that body through her own abilities, and it had nothing to do with the two natives, Huang Jin and Yi Wang. Moreover, she is now using the body of the third mermaid princess, and is no longer the Huang San from before. Apart from sharing the same name, she has no relation to Huang San whatsoever. "Huang San, you're really not coming out." The puppet Bai Liu Bing #1 sneered irritably. Bai Liu Bing, stop with the talk. If you've got the guts, come in, I'm right here, Huang San calmly provoked. Huang San knew that the traps outside posed no threat to Bai Liu Bing. Her real trap was her physical body. As long as Bai Liu Bing gets within 10 meters of her, she is confident that she can take Bai Liu Bing down to hell with her. "Huang San, do you think I'll fall for that kind of provocation?" "Heh," Huang San scoffed coldly. "Bai Liu Bing, you're supposed to be the young patriarch of the Bai clan, yet you're so cowardly that you can't even face a little trick. Bai Liu Bing, if you really don't dare, then go home and call your parents. I'd like to see how you explain to them how you found out my location." At this point, a rare hint of pleasure appeared on Huang San's face. Bai Liu Bing wanted to kill her, but the natives wouldn't let Bai Liu Bing do it easily. Therefore, in dozens of future lives, it was always Bai Liu Bing who came to clean up the mess. Huang San knew that Bai Liu Bing had sent all the protectors away, which is why he chose to perish together with Bai Liu Bing when he had no other choice. Although the probability of success is unknown, this is Huang San's last act of defiance. If she succeeds in killing Bai Liu Bing, she may still have a sliver of hope. If she fails, the curse she cast with her mermaid bloodline and the light of the ocean will not make things easy for Bai Liu Bing. Take a gamble and you might just turn a bicycle into a motorcycle. Who will win? We'll see this time. Upon hearing Huang San's provocation, the puppet Bai Liu Bing #1 laughed wildly. Fine, fine. Huang San, since you want to die, then this young master will grant your wish. After saying that, the puppet Bai Liu Bing #1 rushed into the valley and teleported behind Huang San. Spirit Lord! Huang San's heart trembled, and he hurriedly activated the forbidden bloodline curse technique. Ha ha ha, Bai Liu Bing, die with me. Mermaid forbidden technique, blood curse of severing meridians. A hearty laugh spread across Huang San's face. However, before Huang San could succeed, the puppet Bai Liu Bing #1 self-destructed. Boom! With a loud bang, Huang San's spellcasting was interrupted, and he was blasted a kilometer away. Huang San's body was completely unharmed, his bloodline was damaged, and he lost all his cultivation. Huang San revealed his mermaid form. Bai Liu Bing, ah! Huang San yelled angrily. Huang San knew that she had fallen for his trap again. Before Huang San could run towards him, several Bai Liu Bings appeared not far from him. These people had different expressions, but they all looked at Huang San with mocking contempt. Huang San, how was it? How was my method? Did you like it? One of the puppets, Bai Liu Bing, looked at Huang San with a mocking expression. Cough, cough. Huang San coughed up 2 mouthfuls of mermaid blood, glared angrily at the puppet Bai Liu Bing, and said defiantly, Bai Liu Bing, you can only beat me because you have a system. If you didn't have a system, I could crush you like an ant. Huang San, stop dreaming. With your looks, you're just asking for death. Another puppet Bai Liu Bing smiled cruelly. One of them randomly unleashed a terrifying killing move, and the other puppets Bai Liu Bing were not to be outdone, each unleashing the same low-level killing move. Huang San lost all her cultivation, and her bloodline was depleted. She had no power to defend herself, and could only let these killing moves bombard her last remaining body. Suddenly, an invisible wave of light pierced through the numerous killing moves and struck Huang San squarely. Huang San raised his hands, glared at his tail, closed his eyes, and instantly fell into an endless nightmare. From beginning to end, Bai Liu Bing did not get within 2 kilometers of Huang San, fearing that Huang San might have a backup plan. No, no, don't come any closer, Huang San screamed repeatedly. Huang San's body twitched subtly, but his body was still being bombarded by Bai Liu Bing's killing moves. No one saw this detail, and no one heard what Huang San was shouting. 2.5 minutes later, Huang San's mermaid body could not withstand Bai Liu Bing's killing move and was smashed into a pile of blood mist. Huang San's soul was also tormented and scattered. Ding, the chosen one, Huang San has died. Congratulations, host, main quest complete. Congratulations, host, you have received a Destiny Kill gift pack. Ding, the chosen one, Huang San has died. Huang San's luck value has reached 0. The host has gained 50,005,005 villain points. The Destiny villain system is about to be unbound. Please consume your villain points as soon as possible. Unbinding countdown, 003000. System, are you leaving? Host, all good things must come to an end. If fate allows, we will meet again. Bai Liu Bing fell silent. After a long silence, Bai Liu Bing sighed, all right. System, use the Destiny Kill gift pack. Ding, the Destiny Kill gift pack has been successfully used. The host relationship is obtained as, it's over, I'm too lazy to make it up anymore. There's no point in saying more. Half an hour later, ding, the Destiny villain system has been successfully unbound. With a crisp system announcement, Chen Zhou left the Spirit Martial realm. P.S. This concludes the main text, and this book also comes to an end. That's all. Tai letter E05, symbol 333, symbol 333, Tai letter E05. Chapter 300, Lingwu Continent Side Story, brief explanation of Bai Liu Bing's story. A side story for this book. Extras to this volume. After the system was unbound, Bai Liu Bing remained silent for 3 seconds, then ordered all the stand-in puppets to walk towards Huang San's few remaining remains and self-destruct. Firstly, it was to erase any trace of Huang San, having been here, and secondly, to destroy the stand-in doll that could not be explained to the family. The substitute doll is a high-quality product provided by the system. Its self-destruct mode is perfect, leaving no trace of its existence. The only thing that cannot be eliminated is the mess this place is in. There's nothing that can be done about it. The flowers and plants, as well as so many potholes, are things that Bai Liu Bing cannot solve at the moment. However, this is not a big deal. No one will come to this remote place, and even if it is discovered later, it will not arouse much suspicion. The Lingwu continent is vast, with many races, and various battles take place every day. No one investigates, and there are no traces to be found. However, Bai Liubing did not let her guard down. After the explosion, she personally checked the area again and dealt with any traces she had left behind. Then, she took out a small white bottle and sprinkled out the medicinal powder that was specially used by the Spirit Martial Continent to attract spirit beasts. Then activate the movement attack and quickly leave. A few minutes later, low-level spirit beasts from all directions, affected by the medicinal powder, ran irrationally to this nameless valley. The spirit beasts erupted into chaos, causing a third wave of destruction to the area on top of the existing chaos. Even after Bai Liubing went to other places to train, the Lingwu continent's efforts to hunt down the three princesses of the mermaid clan remained at their peak, with major top forces stepping forward to promise generous rewards. Countless independent cultivators and people from large, medium, and small forces dispatched their men, joining the search for Huang San with a fervent determination to dig 3 feet into the ground. Even those 9-turned spirit emperors who usually stayed at home all took action and joined the search for Emperor 3. However, since nothing was left of the person involved, this action will be fruitless. Upon witnessing the power of the 10th rank, Emperor Bai mobilized all available resources of the Bai family to launch a massive manhunt for the third mermaid princess, Huang San. Under the instructions of the White Emperor, the entire Lingwu Hall mobilized, issuing bounties while all branches of the Lingwu Hall dispatched 90% of their forces to pursue and capture the third princess of the merfolk, Empress 3, with maximum effort. Upon witnessing the Lingwu Hall's actions, independent cultivators, sect disciples, and family members from all over the country joined the search and capture effort. Of course, the White Emperor was not idle either. In the previous battle, he captured the king of the Mermaid Kingdom. After the search order was issued, the White Emperor tortured and threatened the king of the Mermaid Kingdom. The king of the Mermaid Kingdom refused to divulge his secret methods of finding fish, even at the cost of his life. Emperor Bai summoned Bai Jui, the third elder of the clan who was most skilled in deduction and investigation. Unfortunately, despite trying various methods, nothing worked. It was as if Huang San had vanished from the face of the earth. While the Bai people were on their way, other ancient forces were also busy, each using their own unique abilities, but still they found no clues. Even the blood source search technique had no effect, and no trace of Huang San could be found. The more difficult it is to find, the more excited the major powers become, and the more they crave the legendary power of the 10th revolution. Day after day, year after year, things never went as planned. Not only was Huang San fish nowhere to be found, but not even a single scale of Huang San fish could be found. Various efforts continued unabated, but the intensity of the search gradually waned. Apart from the Supreme Forces with a level 99-9 Revolution's Spirit Emperor in charge, other forces gradually returned to normal, resuming their cultivation and daily lives in an orderly manner. As for Yi Huaying, since Bai Liubing found her to be quite good, she was taken in as a concubine for the warm room. Yi Huaying was initially very resistant and would resist whenever she had the strength, but after a while, she gradually got used to it. Although Yi Huaying didn't think Bai Liubing was a good person, Bai Liubing was indeed very capable. After sparring with him many times, Yi Huaying came to understand his situation. Gold is dead, the Mermaid Kingdom has been destroyed, and the Mermaid King has become a prisoner of the Bai tribe. Yi Huaying has no power to resist. In order for the Bai tribe to treat the Mermaid tribe better, Yi Huaying has no choice but to obey. The only thing that touched Yi Huaying was that the third princess had not died, and had even obtained the inheritance of the gods. Upon hearing this news, Yi Huaying felt extremely conflicted. She was heartbroken that the third princess had betrayed her in order to escape, but happy that there was still hope for the mermaid race. Therefore, the powerful figures of the Mermaid Kingdom chose to compromise, suppressing their resentment and bowing their heads to serve the high-ranking members of the Bai clan, using all their skills to buy time and wait for the return of the third prince. However, what they didn't know was that their hopes had been completely shattered by Bai Liubing. No matter how hard they tried, they couldn't change the fate of the mermaid race. Year after year, day after day, there was still no news of Huang San on the Lingwu continent. Gradually, the various tribes reduced their efforts to search for Huang San, and instead issued warrants for his arrest. Huang San's bounty also increased. In just 10 years, Huang San's bounty exceeded 100 million high-grade spirit stones, and rare spirit insects and powerful killing moves were everywhere. Unfortunately, no one managed to find Huang San. Emperor Bai Tian also began new research, studying the special bloodline of the mermaid race. Of course, Emperor Bai Tian was no longer focused on breaking through to the 10th level. The reason is simple. More than 10 years ago, after the battle in the Mermaid Kingdom, Emperor Bai Tian investigated the black light that suddenly appeared that day. Although the investigation yielded no results, from the vast amount of legends, the White Emperor came to a terrifying conclusion. The land of heavenly spirits was a trap. It is a terrifying conspiracy, targeting the 10th rank spirit god emperor. You can't go up. After reaching this conclusion, the Bai people changed their order to capture Huang San alive to kill him, insisting on seeing his body. The various tribes were quite surprised when they found out, but they didn't think much of it and continued their search at their own pace. In the celestial land, after the remnant soul of the ocean god was destroyed by the celestial will, the celestial will strengthened its oversight of all realms and began searching for divine powers hidden in the lower realms. After Ragnarok, the realm of the gods fell into oblivion and became the tomb of the gods, the land of the spirits. The core of the divine realm that survived by chance called itself the will of heaven and modified the heavenly spirit land, turning it into a trap targeting divine beings. Whenever a creature breaks through level 100 and achieves godhood, it will be devoured by the heavenly spirit will, which will repair the heavenly spirit power and transform it into the power of the heavenly spirit will. Therefore, the heavenly spirit deliberately placed the method of becoming a god in the lower realm under its jurisdiction, and then sat back and waited for the buffet. Anyone who breaks through level 100 will become food for the heavenly spirit will. To avoid uncontrollable factors, after each spirit god, called a spirit god emperor in the lower realm, is devoured, the heavenly spirit will personally take action to erase the remnant souls and was left behind by these old things. In the original timeline, Huang San broke through to level 100, became a god, defeated the Emperor of the Day, and was found by the Alliance of Gods. They told him about the Ascension scam. Huang San was unwilling to accept this, so he decisively joined the Alliance of Gods. After a long period of development, Huang San became the first great god king of the Alliance of Gods. In the end, he led the Alliance of Gods and with the help of all his teammates who died, destroyed the heavenly spirit will. Huang San successfully became the lord of the god realm. Of course, now that Huang San is dead, these things will naturally no longer happen. Now that the aura of reduced intelligence is gone, it's believed that the heavenly spirits will soon find the hiding place of the Alliance of Gods and destroy it. After Chen Zhou, the villainous system of destiny, left, he still pulled Bai Liu Bing into the multiverse chat group as usual. They chatted for a while, introduced themselves, and then talked about their own things. Chen Zhou glanced around for a while, accepted a quest from the quest log, and continued his quest journey to poetry and distant places. The end. End of volume. Extra chapters for this book. Not long after Chen Zhou received his next mission, He Chunkyu died of old age due to his lifespan and entered the cycle of reincarnation, becoming the first member of the multiverse chat group to be eliminated. After He Chunkyu left, no one was too saddened. Everyone already knew that He Chunkyu had died of old age. Birth, aging, sickness, and death are the cycle of heaven, and everyone was just a little later than He Chunkyu. 12 million years after the 5 regions and 4 seas, Ao Yuan, having made ample preparations, and his Taoist partner Wang Chang embarked on the path to immortality and successfully ascended to the immortal realm. With the powerful foundation of a 9-life immortal, Ao Yuan directly entered the profound immortal realm after arriving in the immortal realm, making him arguably one of the more powerful young dragons in the immortal realm. With the protection of the immortal realm dragon clan, Ao Yuan did not encounter any difficulties. Due to their powerful bloodlines, Ao Yuan and Wang Chang successfully became disciples of a senior master. After cultivating in the realm controlled by the immortal dragon clan for a period of time, Ao Yuan went to the immortal fish farm where Shen Junlin was located and met Shen Junlin, who had become the deputy director of the farm. Upon seeing Ao Yuan, Shen Junlin was deeply moved. Over a million years, a full million years, he had raised this fish for over a million years. Note, the flow of time in the immortal realm differs from that in the lower planes. The man and the dragon didn't say much, but drank and chatted, recounting their experiences over the years. As time passed, many of his old friends passed away one after another. Wang Heianen, Zhao Zilong, Chu Xiai's widow, Bai Liubing. Because of his low strength, Wang Heianen became the third person to die in the multiverse chat group, after He Chunqiu. Zhao Zilong and Chu Xiai lived a little longer, but the star system they lived in was not a cultivation world. In the end, after living for more than 2 million years, they entered the cycle of reincarnation one after another. 700,000 years passed on the spirit martial continent after the two entered reincarnation, and Bai Liubing followed suit, entering reincarnation as well. Later, many new people joined the multiverse chat group, and some left as well. Over time, Li Feiyu, Chu Yangtze, Ao Yuan, Shen Junlin, and Jun Yixian became the oldest members of the multiverse chat group. Neither Li Feiyu nor Jun Yixian ascended to heaven. Li Feiyu's world lacked an ascension path, while Jun Yixian, unwilling to become a beast of burden, chose to remain in his own world, lording it over others and living a carefree life. As for Chu Yangtze, she is the most successful among all the hosts. With Feng Ziyu's help, Chu Yangtze's mission life was very comfortable, and she became an S-level quick transmigration missioner. Of course, millions of years later, Chen Zhou was successfully promoted to deputy director of a new branch bureau, and happened to be Chu Yangtze's superior. The end.